So the thought for today is really around, we spent the last year and a half talking about mindset, because I've said it before. I think it is maybe the most critical skill to develop is mental toughness, having a strong mindset, having a healthy mindset, having a championship mindset, because your mindset impacts everything that you do. Right? Your mind shapes your actions shape your outcomes, whether that's in the work that you're doing, whether that's in your relationships. How you think impacts how you act, impacts the reality of your life. And so part of the question is that, we talk about mindset, and for some people it's like, what is mindset? Is it really worth where I'm fine, things are good? But to really count the cost of an unhealthy mindset. An unhealthy mindset, by the way, doesn't necessarily mean a toxic mindset, right? We don't have to be overly dramatic. It's just saying your mindset isn't where it should be, right? You haven't done the work to build a resilient mindset, a positive mindset, a committed mindset, a confident mindset, a secure mindset. And so when life hits, your mindset is impacting how you respond to certain situations. And it's really easy to say, I'm good. Things are fine. I don't really need to work on my mindset, because you don't feel like you're facing any real adversity right now. And I get it, right? But that mindset leads us to being complacent, because eventually that adversity is going to hit. Eventually you're going to need that strong, healthy, committed, confident mindset. And if you haven't done the work, you're not going to be ready for that moment. I want to give you an example. This past weekend, for those of you who are sports fans, you may have seen that the University of Kansas football team beat the University of Texas in Austin for the first time in history. Right? Kansas has never won at Texas, and they beat them this year for the first time in history, and they beat them in overtime on a 2-point conversion. Well, the young man who scored, who caught the pass. So what happened? They scored a touchdown. They decided to go for 2 because Kansas, like, we don't have anything to lose. If we don't get it, we lost the game, but nobody expected us to win. They're in a rebuilding mode anyway, so they've got nothing to lose. So they go for 2. Well, their quarterback gets pressured, and he's scrambling and finds a guy in the end zone, throws it. He makes a sliding catch. Game over. Well, the young man who caught that was a walk-on redshirt freshman who had never played an offensive snap for Kansas. He'd never run a play on offense. And there he is in that moment. Now, he could have easily thought, like, all season, I don't need to be ready. They're never going to call my number. I'm 3rd or 4th on the depth chart. I'm not going to get in the game this year. Like, my time's going to be next year, maybe the year after. I'm good. I'll just kind of go through the motions and be a decent teammate, be out there encouraging my team and show them to practice when I need to practice. But, I'm not going to really develop the mindset to be ready for that moment. And what would have happened in that moment is he would have been panicking, because at that point it's too late. Right? At that point, it's like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do. I hope they don't throw it to me. I'm not ready. I didn't prepare. I'm not ready for this moment. But he was prepared. And they interviewed him after the game. He said, I practice. Like, I show up and practice on purpose. And my parents, they knew that I had it in me, and I believed that I had it in me. And I knew at some point I was going to get my opportunity. And that was my moment. And I was ready for it. Didn't know if the ball was going to come his way. He said, I was going to be ready. He'd practiced the right way. He'd prepared the right way. Coach had run him through drills. Like, even though the odds of him being in the game were very low, he was still prepared, right? He didn't use that as an excuse to not be ready, both physically in terms of running the route, being ready, but also mentally being able to perform, because he could have still run the right route and mentally not been there, mentally fumbled, right? Mentally not caught the ball, mentally not been prepared and taken himself out and lost the game for his team in that moment. So the question is, what is the cost of an unhealthy mindset? Because usually we don't change our habits until we've seen the impact of our negative habits, right? Think about it. I can go eat fried food every single day, be just fine with it, right? I can ignore my health every single day and be just fine with it until I'm not. Until 6 months later, I look in the mirror. I'm like, ooh, okay, time to rethink the diet. 6 months later, I look in the mirror. I'm like, man, I should be going to the gym. I am not healthy. Or you go to the doctor, like, hey, you've got high cholesterol, you've got diabetes, all these things. You need to change the way that you live. Well, at that point, you're forced to change your habits because you've now seen the negative impact. The best change their habits before they have to, right? They don't get complacent. They don't say, well, I'll get better when I need to. They say, no, I'm going to get better now. I'm going to do the work now, so that you're never in that situation. so that you never have to look in the mirror and think, "Oh, it's time to change some things." No, you're looking in the mirror like, "Man, I'm glad that I put the work in." And it's not about being like bodybuilder look, right? It's just about taking care of yourself. So no, I whatever age you are, like I feel good. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I take care of myself. I've got high energy. I rest, right? You want to put in those healthy habits so that you can have a healthy, long, productive life, or at least give yourself a better chance for those things. And the same thing is true for your mindset. We tend to not worry about our mindset or change our mindset until we faced some really strong adversity, until we feel like the world is crumbling around us, until things are not going our way and we're not handling it well. And it's like, man, maybe I should change. Maybe part of the issue is me. Maybe I have a weak mindset, an unhealthy mindset. I'm too worried. I'm too fearful. I'm too negative. I'm not confident. I resist change. You've got to realize the cost of your unhealthy mindset. If your mindset isn't what it should be, what's that costing you? How is that working out for you? So think about the reality of your mindset today. Think about the things going on in your life today. Think about what happened the last time someone challenged you, critiqued you, maybe criticized you. Think about the last time you went for a sale and they went with somebody else. The last time you made a pitch and your idea got rejected. The last time you presented some work or an opportunity and all they did was rip it apart. How did you respond in those moments? Right? That goes back to your mindset. If you have an unhealthy mindset, if you've not done the work to build a strong, healthy, resilient, positive, confident mindset, how is that working out for you? How is your life? How are the relationships? How's your work? How's your productivity? How's your performance? How is that playing out in your life? Because again, your thoughts shape your actions shape your reality. So what is the cost of an unhealthy mindset? The cost is damaged relationships. The cost is lost influence. The cost is insecurity, which creates gaps and disconnect between people on our teams. The cost is lost productivity. The cost is lost performance. The cost is not unlocking your potential. The true cost of an unhealthy mindset is you not unlocking your potential, which then means you can't help those around you unlock their potential. We're all in this together. So even if you feel like things aren't falling apart, and I hope that they're not falling apart for you, realize that things could be better and that you need to be ready, right? Adversity is going to come at some point. Again, that's not about being pessimistic or negative, like, oh, something's always going to happen. But something's always going to happen. That's life. Are you doing the work to build the mindset to get you through those moments? And what you'll find, it's interesting, as I have conversations with people, as I look around different industries, different teams that I get to work with, the people who tend to have easier lives are people who have strong mindsets, right? The people that I hear complaining less, people who are having fewer bad days, feels like they're not always in a battle or struggle for something because they have a strong mindset, right? The stronger your mindset, the better everything around you gets. The weaker your mindset, the worse everything around you gets. So when you have a weak mindset, you find yourself complaining about everything. Every decision, every interaction, every conversation becomes a struggle. And if you notice the people in your life who are that way, who everything always seems to be super difficult for them, you can trace it back to their mindset. The people who are like, man, life seems to go pretty well for them. Like, it doesn't mean they're crazy successful. It doesn't mean they're millionaires. Like, man, things seem to go their way. Well, because their mindset is driving them in that direction. Their mindset is shaping how they show up. And we know that mindset is contagious. So you walk in with a negative, unhealthy mindset, it's going to multiply into the room. That's going to make that negative reality even worse. You walk in with a positive, strong, confident, secure mindset, that multiplies. And you raise the level of those in the room and things get better. So the battle for us is to not get complacent, to not say, look, things are okay right now. I don't need to worry about my mindset. You always need to worry about your mindset, just like you always need to worry about your health. You always need to be doing the things that make you better, that make you stronger, the things that are preparing you for what's to come. You want to have a long life of influence as a leader. You want to have a long life of strong communication, strong relationships, high performance. Well, that starts with your mindset. You want to give yourself the best chance for that life, for that career, for being on those types of teams, to be that kind of leader. It starts with your mindset, and it's not going to happen on accident. So think about what it looks like and what your reality looks like when you have an unhealthy mindset. And don't wait until adversity hits. Don't wait until crisis hits. Don't wait until you're in that moment. Like, gosh, I should have worked on my mindset. You want to be in that moment thinking, man, I'm glad I worked on my mindset. Otherwise, this moment would take me out. Otherwise, this moment would be too much. So count the cost of an unhealthy mindset and do the work every day to put practices in place and habits in place and the discipline in place to build a healthy, strong, confident, secure championship mindset. Tracy, any thoughts?
I love that. We have a comment. Really, no questions have come in, but Trevor says, I'm in construction and I have to count the cost every day with every part of each project.
Yeah.
I've never thought of it in terms of my mind. Thanks for this.
Yeah.
And that's a great analogy. I mean, every board, right? Every nail, he has to figure out, what is this going to cost us as far as
That's right.
project.
There's a trade-off with all of it, right? You can go with a cheaper board.
Yeah.
There's a cost to that.
Right.
Like, yes, you may save dollars up front. Are you going to lose dollars on the back end? Because there's going to be more issues with that, with using wood that's lower quality or whatever material. And it's the same thing with anything in life, right? I heard somebody say the other day, and we might have mentioned this last week on the Monday Mindset or recently, but it's interesting what we spend money on and we don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You'll have a Netflix subscription and an Amazon subscription and a Hulu subscription. You eat fast food and we don't really think about it. And I'm not saying those things are bad things. I love Netflix, love Hulu, love Amazon. Like, I like watching good TV. I like watching good movies. Those things are okay. But when it comes to like ourselves, our health, whether physical or mental, I'm not sure. $40 a month, that's pretty expensive for the gym. $40 a month is the best investment you could ever make in your health. Right? That is an investment that has a guaranteed return. Yeah. And so we never really think about that with our health, again, physical, mental, but to realize that there's a cost to investing in it, a cost to not investing in it.
Absolutely. Love it. As always, Kevin, thank you, everyone. Hope it's a great week. Hope you can kind of mull through some of these things. I love that you always give me just a little visual or something to think about through the week. So I appreciate that. All right. Any last words?
That's it, friends. Go have a great Monday. Go have a great week, and buy my house.
And Kevin's house is for sale. Please tell everyone. All right. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.